It's the 12th of September 2025. Thank you for subscribing to this channel, being part of this weather community, especially with stuff like this. It's great to see your comments, your location, what kind of weather you got going on. We have a system that is moving in particular Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and another one right on its heels. So there's another system back behind it. We're getting more into that active pattern as we work our way into autumn eventually, and we'll start to see some bigger wind makers headed in. This one, it's not the biggest of systems, keeping it in perspective, but this is going to be impactful with some of the gusty winds we're going to see around, starting to work in on Sunday for many of us, and then working right across the North Sea by the time we get into Monday, still giving a lot of us some rain and some gusty winds as this continues to move. It is strengthening right now. So here's the setup. You get over toward Ireland and the UK, Norway, France, Portugal, Spain, just to orient you. We do have one system right here near Iceland, right? That's been whipping in some of the gusty winds and the rain, but it's this system back here coming out of the Atlantic region to Canada. Here's Newfoundland and the Avalon Peninsula. This is the one that is getting stronger as it moves across. Again, not the strongest of systems, but this is what will be working in as we really get into the second half of the weekend and early into next week. Now, later in this video, I want to show you the rain totals. We'll spell that out, but let me show you some of the initial impacts that we will see as this storm system rolls in. We're looking at gusts to about 50, maybe 60 miles per hour. So some stronger gusts. That will be confined generally if you're along the water. Just inland, it is going to be less, but some of the gusts about 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers an hour. And anytime you get a big sprawly system like this moving in, isolated power outages will be a possibility. Get some branches down, that sort of thing. Stuff we've dealt with plenty of times. We've seen systems like this, no doubt. But this one working in right across and eventually moving from Ireland all the way back toward Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania with some gustier winds as we work our way into early next week. Now let's start with the winds. The closer look here, this is Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, we're waiting on the storm system. Then by Sunday morning, we'll start to get some of the stronger winds. Even overnight Saturday night, very early Sunday morning, winds will start howling in parts of Ireland, watching that. And you see the white shading, those would be some gusts of 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers an hour. Here it is, the spin right here. This is by Sunday, and then working in through Northern Ireland, back through Scotland, Wales, England, everyone getting some rain out of this. And then as this works right across Scotland, working its way Monday into the North Sea, we'll get the gustier winds. Watching Denmark, watching Norway, the Netherlands seeing some gustier winds, swinging back toward Belgium. Some stronger winds will be a possibility. Northern sections of France and watching northwestern sections of Germany. Yes, some gusty winds. That's why I mentioned kind of an impactful system, large system as this works across, working some of the rain in and the wind in. Now, speaking of the rain, let me cover that here. This is our Saturday afternoon. And you see some areas of rain, Amsterdam, Brussels, working our way mainly into western sections of Germany. But this is the main system that will be working in. This is Sunday morning. The rain starting to work into Ireland. You see these brighter colors. Those are the downpours, some of the reds, oranges, some of the downpours, and this will be the center right here. This will work right across from Sunday into a Monday. You see here, this is by Sunday afternoon. There's that heavier batch of rain working in Wales, England, getting some of that. You see some of the brighter colors popping up. We'll get some higher totals in this. I'll cover those rain totals again. Thank you for your patience. I'll have that in just a moment. And then the system slides off over toward Norway. But Denmark, for example, seeing some of that rain, a showery Monday on the way. You see that back side of it, still some of the rain that will be creeping in for many, and watching out for some of the rain, Denmark, parts of Germany, over toward the Netherlands and Belgium as we work our way through the day on Monday. Here's the big picture to tie it together. Now, watching the system that will be moving in. This is our Saturday afternoon. Out ahead of it, we've been monitoring some of the rain and storms. Again, we had some of that severe weather earlier in the week, and look what happens. Amazing how the weather's tied together. We have the bigger system working in to Ireland and the UK on Sunday, right? That's what I zoomed down to. Out ahead of it, it will give a push, a little lift in the atmosphere. So heads up Latvia, south through Hungary, Romania. We'll see some bigger thunderstorms. Don't want to lose sight of that. Poland, some bigger storms, keeping an eye on Czechia, for example, Slovenia, as we work our way into the weekend for some bigger storms. And then this system will start to work across, and you could even see it feeding some of that rain all the way up through Sweden and Norway, and then deeper into Monday and Tuesday, some of that rain getting over toward Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. And then I mentioned another system on the heels, right? So as we work our way into Tuesday, you see it right here. And again, this one doesn't look super powerful, but we'll be watching this for another chance of rain. I mentioned that active period that will be coming in. So as we work our way late into Tuesday, really Tuesday night into Wednesday, that works across, and then we get a better chance of some rain Denmark south through northern France, and then working again into Germany, and still out ahead of it, monitoring some of those thunderstorms. Ukraine, for example, on Wednesday, we could get some stronger storms, and some of that may build all the way down, even just clipping by northern sections of Greece as we work our way into Wednesday. Look how the seas will be building. This is our Saturday. As we work our way into Sunday, the storm system will start to approach, and you can see the seas really building. It is going to be a mess in the water, no doubt. The swells working into France, Portugal, Spain. They're the high seas on Monday, Atlantic side. Then as we work our way into the North Sea, Monday into Tuesday, and then watching over toward the Baltic Sea as well, things are going to get choppy to very rough in a hurry early next week with this storm system moving in. Now, as promised, the rain totals, and this is a computer model, so I trust your judgment with the weather. It is telling me, you see some of these whites showing up. That would be upwards of about 100 millimeters of some rain, right? But this maybe over here, it could be over here. Again, being a computer model, it gives me a feel of some of the heavier totals. Of course, more of the Atlantic-facing waters along the channel, that's where we could see some of the higher totals. The east side, not quite as much, but some of us will get some impressive totals. These are 3-day rain totals, upwards of 100 millimeters of some rain. As we swing back toward Portugal, we're mainly dry, trying to cover everyone. Spain, watching out for some of the showers and thunderstorms. Slovenia, Serbia, we could get a couple of those thunderstorms that will eventually be around. Poland, I mentioned that chance. Czechia over towards Slovakia, Hungary, and then back through Romania, some storms. And we may see a couple trying to squeak a little bit more to the south, nothing too widespread, but Bulgaria, a couple of storms. Now, watching that 3-day rain total again, southern sections of Norway south, that's where we could have some of those higher totals, again, of some spots getting 100 millimeters of rain. That will be a possibility. So, storm system, northern Atlantic getting stronger as it comes out of Canada, kind of winding up. A messy and windy Sunday ahead for Ireland and the UK. Isolated problems, isolated power outages, can't rule that out. And then the next area right back behind it, and the tropical Atlantic getting more active. We need to keep an eye on that. I expect it to be very active in the Atlantic basin, tropical storm and hurricane wise, as we work our way later into September and October. So we need to see if anything kind of comes up and around as far as the remnants go in the North Atlantic, and then push its way toward Western Europe. So busy pattern ahead. Got you covered right here. Be safe with some of the storms as we go throughout the weekend. Have a good weekend ahead.